we go. So I guess today we're talking about the things in our 20s, early 20s and teenage years that the advice we would have given ourselves. So the first advice I'd give myself that comes to my head is explore the world more. I think one thing I didn't do, I think I did on like a lot of courses and like self-development, those kind of things, trying to explore like my thoughts and beliefs and who I am as a person, which really helped. But I think I would have liked to travel more. I did travel a little bit, but not really a lot. I think if I could go back, I'd probably just take a bit more risk and travel more, and not really think about the financial cost as much. I think I would have made it back eventually. I think you could have easily traveled a lot more. I could have easily traveled a lot more for cheaper prices. So definitely would have traveled more. Yeah.
I think maybe the biggest thing for me would be kind of just telling myself that it's okay. Like whatever's happening, it's okay, and it's kind of like it's not. There's nothing wrong with you. Because that was just my whole life. It was just like there's always so much wrong with me, and from like what should I wear to like just like going just little things, and like for example, like I used to be like on the inside I was kind of felt like an emo kid. But I never let that out.
Yes.
And I was like just trying to fit in basically, and no one else really did that kind of emo thing.
Or
at least not my group of friends.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish and like looking back, I actually, this is a different point actually, but looking back, I respect the guys who are like the people who are true to themselves and were like, despite whatever happened, like there was one guy who was into Guild Wars, and like he just got roasted and kind of got out of the group after that. But like looking back, I really respect him. It was like he was just true to himself the whole time. And so I wish I'd been more true to myself, to those gut feelings, and just been like, it's okay if people don't like me, or if I like need to make a new group of friends or new friends or whatever, and I think they'll come, and I'll be happier because I'll be more comfortable with myself. So that's 2 points actually.
Yeah, actually I like that one. Actually, I'm gonna steal it. I think definitely. I think I spent a lot of time trying to fit into different groups, as opposed to trying to explore what I wanted as a person. So I think because I tried to mold into different groups and people who I thought were cool, I would fit in, but I would never be myself 100%. So it's like I'm wearing a mask. So I would say if I could go back, I would probably try and spend more time trying to figure out what I wanted and what kind of created more happiness in me, what created purpose in me, those kind of things. I feel like I started doing that like probably around 24, 25, and my life just changed. Like I was just more happier, more calmer. But had I done that earlier, who knows where I'd be. So probably just spending more time trying to be as authentic as I can, and just being more present in the moment. I think when I was young, I was like, oh, mindfulness will take me 6 weeks, or like, I'll hack it and then life will be perfect. But I've been doing it now for like years now, so like you're never gonna get it right. So I would probably say, if I could go back, the second thing is just trying to be more mindful, and I guess it's 2 points there as well, but being more mindful and present as much as I can. And the third thing is just being as authentic as I can and practicing that as much as I can.
Yeah, I think one big thing for me was, this is probably going back to my first point, but it's like I was like sensitive, like growing up, and none of my family are sensitive.
Fine, yeah.
I don't know if any of my friends even were sensitive. So there was just this huge thing again of like, what's wrong with me? Like, how come I cry when I get told off, but all the like other kids, they don't mind? It's just like, they just brush it off. Or like, how come drugs affect me so much? Like even a tiny bit, and like I'll just be it'd just be really intense and overwhelming. And I used to always think, I just gotta just kind of man up and, you know, I need to like break through and like become strong. But like growing up more and more, I've just been accepting that I'm sensitive, so like little things can really affect me.
Yes, yeah.
That don't affect other people. So like, if like advice to my younger self might be like, you might like, whatever you're feeling is valid, and just because your environment makes it feel like it isn't valid, like that's not, that other people might be totally different, and like you will find people who are like you and who will make you feel like, oh, actually I'm okay, but that will be when you're older, or the more you accept who you are and seek out other people who are similar.
Yeah, for sure. I like that one as well. For me, what came up is also like learning to take things not as personal, like I guess similar to yours, but also like just trying to understand other people more. So like I found this conversation I had with my partner, and it's like, I think she said something, and like I would instantly kind of get defensive, and then she was like, she's not trying to like tell me I'm wrong or right, she's just stating a point. And then I realized, actually, I noticed that there are times, probably more so in a relationship, where I kind of get defensive straight away, as opposed to kind of just sitting with it, acknowledging what she said, and then kind of coming up with something. So I think for me, I would have liked to practice kind of ego death in a way where I can just kind of, when someone says something to me, and just like sitting in environments where someone can basically give me a different opinion and be like, okay, cool, like I try and empathize with that and be like, okay, cool, and then give my point. I think a lot of times I kind of defend what I want, as opposed to acknowledging other people. So probably being in environments where I can have my kind of thought processed, what's the word, challenged more, and also equally challenge myself a bit more. I think I would have liked to have done that more, and I think it would have helped me become more confident in the thought process I do have, because all of a sudden it's like I don't have to feel like I'm being attacked all the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think what's really helped me with that has been the follow the feeling kind of technique or whatever that I learned from Kenny. Men Speak Men's Group. So,
free plug there.
But yeah, so the idea is like, whenever I'm triggered and my reaction is kind of out of proportion to whatever's happened. Like say someone says something to me and I get really like, but they just said something. Then it's probably about something from the past, and to like take a deep breath and follow the feeling and see where it takes me. You know, what comes up, like is there an image, or is there like a time in my life or something specific? And like quite often there is like something will instantly come up and it's like, oh shit, that reminds me of the time I was, 10 and this happened, and that's actually the real issue. And I've been triggered back to being that 10-year-old. And it's so I can't actually, I'm not present. I don't know, I'm still back there, and I need to kind of take care of that 10-year-old, tell him like, it's okay, like this isn't happening anymore. That's in the past, and you're safe.
I think definitely acknowledging that inner child and just like allowing them to be who they are. Anything at other points?
Breathing is just a huge one. Like I'd been told about breathing. I'm like, oh yeah, it's good, and like tried breathing more, and it's like good, but like it's taken like years of like, oh, like that's how important it is. And like, that's breathing. It's like it like really taking a deep breath so that I feel like my stomach, expand, and my chest expand, and just like taking that real deep breath, and yeah, pretty much like as often as I can, and like especially during difficult moments or where there's a lot of emotion coming up, so that I can let it breathe, let it pass by, and just be present.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I definitely resonate with that feeling. Like you think you know how to breathe, and all of a sudden you have like a moment. You're like, oh, like that's like a proper true breath. I think in the last men's speak group, I think Kenny was like, breathe in a bit more, keep going, and I was like, oh, yeah. And then I was like, oh, actually, I could have breathed in more, like a lot more. So for sure. I guess the other final point I'd probably make, or probably I'd get the advice I'd give my younger self is to probably take more risks. I think there's a lot of times I took risks, but there were times when I was like, oh, if I do this, like my life is over. And I guess I'll go back to like the worst case scenario, the negative. And often, like once I take the risk, especially if it's like aligned to myself, if it's something like really that feels authentic, and like every part of me saying just do it, like I don't know if it's going to take you, but just do it. I think I'd like to take more of those risks, especially a younger one, because I feel like you have less responsibility, and I think before 25 as well, I think you can afford, I guess, to make those risks. So if anything, I would like to take more risks.
Yeah, I agree. And one thing that helped me take risks was 3, 2, 1, fuck it. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Do whatever it is, and just rather than okay, should I do this thing? Oh, it's very scary, and maybe I'll sit on it, and
maybe I'll wait tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's just like 3, 2, 1, fuck it. It's like just jump, and that's really helped me just do scary things, say the scary things.
Yeah.
As well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'm sure there's loads more, but nothing's really coming to me at the moment.
Cool. Yeah, to be fair, I feel complete. Like there's nothing else. Obviously, those are like the top, like however many 5. So yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Hope that's helped you guys. Yeah, my name's Jagannath.
Bertie.
And yeah, give us a follow.